Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today, I'm going to be reacting to some exclusive dev interviews that have gone out recently by Hammerdance and Ebonheart, two awesome creators, and I'll definitely put the links to the full interviews in the description below, and definitely give them a sub and check them out as well. But I'm going to be reacting to some of the most craziest sort of answers the devs gave about the future of Season of Discovery, and just the things that I really thought were amazing. But before we begin the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I am going to switch it over here to my YouTube, and we can sort of watch the interview here. We're going with Hammerdance
Next
first.
Question is,
so
the
here's
new content,
his question.
right, that we've seen in Season of Discovery uses pre-existing areas, right, like Demon Fall Canyon, the world bosses, BRD, Nomer, Sunken Temple. Can we expect that to continue, or might we see the team making some new areas in the future? What about that?
So essentially just asking if we're going to see new stuff like Demon Fall Canyon and other raids and content like that, and this is such a great question.
Well, we've definitely had some limitations. I don't know if you, like, there's a trend. Why are we making content in
limited
areas? Because we're a small team, we're growing, we're proving our legitimacy as a product.
I like that,
the
though.
Classics team ability to...
And eventually, he even says that
produce our own creative,
they're going to get the art team,
endeavor,
which is awesome.
And one thing some people might not realize is how, hard it is to get art, brand new art. How far ahead of time you need to communicate with the art team in order to get a brand new dungeon. I know a lot of people created spaces and tried to reinvigorate them in different ways. With that said about art, we have actually gotten some.
So this
some
is
new
really
art.
cool right here. They got new art
some
assets,
people might,
which can
make fun of
some cool things.
The new boss in Molten Core. He might be a little simplistic, but it is new, right? And we don't have them yet, but we will have new loading screens for Demon Fall Canyon. And the Azure Ghost and Kazakh raids next patch. We didn't get them as soon as we wanted to, but and so that relationship with our art team is growing, and I think that there's going to be a lot more exciting things.
So with this, guys, what I think is so cool about that is one of the biggest complaints I've seen from you guys just making solid content since it's launched is that you want new stuff. And I have had one of the comments I got on the Demon Fall Canyon video about discovering it was literally someone's like, wow, they didn't even use a new load screen. And so getting actual funding from the core WoW team for art and designs and stuff like that, it gives us hope that we can get true new content, because half of the battle for creating any game is art. It is making those instances, it is making those, and largely in SOD they've just reused assets and sort of tweaked them to their abilities, and it's a huge point to understand, and it gives you a great prospect for the future, being able to maybe build on Hyjal at a Scarlet Citadel raid, and that starts with the art team.
To come in the future, nothing to announce at this point, but yeah, it's definitely something we're interested in. We want to create new spaces, but in the meantime, we're being as scrappy and as creative as we can to breathe life into existing spaces that are underutilized.
That right there, and they've done a phenomenal job with it.
So. To expand on that just a tiny little bit too, like, one of the benefits of sort of being kind of small and agile is that we can sort of respond to like what we think that the game needs in the moment, and there are some aspects of that that are not really super compatible with like the sort of pipeline way that game development works, and that you having to plan really far in advance. Demon Fall Canyon was something that came together pretty quickly for us, and that was really cool, because it kind of started out as like a...
So they just go into what Demon Fall Canyon was sort of created with. Pretty cool there. Now I'm going to skip it to the end for the classic plus win question here, and obviously I hope classic plus is the end game as well.
Everyone wants to know the answer to is, and I'm sure you can't really answer this, but everyone looks at the massive success of games like old school RuneScape, that have become super popular by implementing a permanent, non-seasonal, classic version of the game with consistent updates that are, basically polled and voted on by the community on a monthly or bi-monthly basis.
Great question by Hammerdance.
Basically, are there any plans to maybe do something like this with Classic going forward? Maybe called Classic Plus or something like that.
The dev's faces light up.
We're definitely
with that
not going to
question.
announce
I love
anything.
it.
That's not.
You think they've been asked that question a few times?
I think the community just needs to reflect on what we're doing as a team and try to think about why we're doing it.
The community needs to reflect on what we're doing as a team and why we are doing that. That right there tells me I've said this from the beginning, and this has been my personal thought, is that Season of Discovery is a beta test for Classic Plus. They're giving us tons of abilities. They're throwing everything in there. They're just letting us see what we can do. We're letting us break their game. And while, yes, at times it can be frustrating, especially if your class is one that you were having a ton of fun when it was broken, and then they changed something, and you're like, oh my god, it's the end of the world for that week. Pretty much. So it's just absolutely crazy to me that they're even hinting at this. Like, look at what we're doing, look at the stuff we're adding, and ask yourself why we would add that. I'll let it continue.
Why
here.
do we have an experimental, seasonal server like Season of Discovery? Why are we trying out vastly different types of raid designs and difficulties? Why are we creating brand new tier sets and trying to make classes that were vastly underrepresented more represented and enjoyable? I think we may stretch too far in terms of how we push the limits of what is acceptable within classic traditional classic design for Season of Discovery, but a lot of that's purposeful. So
right there, they're purposefully changing a lot of stuff all at once to let them sort of be their beta testers, essentially, and have a lot of fun in the classic landscape, see what's well received, see what isn't. And at the end of the day, SOD is seasonal. As much as I love it, as much as I've had so much fun with it, SOD will end at some point. But that's pretty much it for that answer. Definitely check out Hammer Dance. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. There you go. I unsubbed just to resub so you guys can see me do it here. Next, we're going to go over to Ebonheart, which I already am subbed to, so I'm not going to unsub and resub to them. And this is them talking about Classic Plus, new seasons, and new content. So 2 separate sources. They're talking about new content.
At all, but would you be able to share any teasers of what's to come? For example, future new dungeons or raids, or what comes after Season of Discovery? Again, I know you're probably tight-lipped, you can't share much, but people would love to know even a tiny teaser about what is potentially coming.
Another great question. Well phrased.
We've already given you a little tease.
You did.
Go watch the VOD. Rewatch it. Get your noodle cooking a little bit, but I don't know, Tim. What can we say here?
They're stumped.
I mean,
they don't want to say too much. They can't say that Classic Plus is coming.
If there's anything to take from this last phase, is that we want to do as much as we can, and obviously, we're getting more support from our art teams. Hopefully, that manifests itself in cool and exciting ways for players to be excited about. Demonfall Canyon was a really fun experience.
Discovered by me.
One thing Josh did mention was how fast we put it together. It was a really great exercise in seeing how quick our team can respond to an idea from a content designer, and three of our encounter designers, myself included, we got our paper designs and implementations and
So just going more and more into how amazing that art team support is for them and how it enables them to make new content. As I mentioned earlier in the video, just them getting art support is half the battle. Like seeing that SOD is popular enough to demand it and be approved for it, because now that they got those big Microsoft money, they can send the art team on them. AI probably helps a lot. Just phenomenal support in that way.
Done in a matter of weeks, and started playtesting it and got it tuned and feeling good on the team, and I don't see that as the end of us exploring avenues of creating content spontaneously like that. We're going to continue looking for more opportunities to inject our creativity. Obviously, we're going to try to do that in the upcoming raid content that people know is coming, but
So them saying that they're going to do new content as well with the upcoming raids that we know are coming, absolutely insane, guys. Definitely check out these full interviews. If you're a fan of SOD, you will definitely enjoy watching them all. I know there's been I think there's 2 or 3 of them out there. These were 2 that caught my eye, got on my recommended, that I definitely wanted to look into, and I watched yesterday. But these were some of the things that jumped out at me. I'll have the links to both the videos there. Definitely give these guys some support if you're not already supporting them. Anytime any creators doing stuff with the devs, that's always awesome to see, and seeing the dev sort of talk with us creators and learn about the future, what they're having. But all in all, they aren't afraid to take risk. They aren't afraid to do changes. They are throwing them all out here for what I hopefully think Classic Plus by 2025. I know that's a bold statement, but everything with the timeline just sort of lines up. War Within might be in a lull. Kata and SOD will be ending their timeline cycles. We have seen Mop Remix implemented into retail. You know what comes after Kata? Mop. So you know what they can do? All the next expansions they can just make on the remix type server, putting more people on retail instead of having a split across 6 different WoWs. They can let SOD end, they can let Era end, they can let all of the Classic Project end, and then full relaunch Classic Plus. Obviously there's a lot of hopium with this opinion. That would just be my dream world, where we have retail and Classic Plus to play on, because I think putting all the players in the same player base would be very beneficial for World of Warcraft as a whole, and allowing people to branch off and play other things, and then maybe have other expansions fresh launch at certain times. But anyway, that's a big take right there from me, but I love these dev interviews. Definitely check them out, guys. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.